Hey there, YouTube. It's been a while since I've done an update. I've been extremely busy with work and trying to get my rig situation taken care of. Quite a bit has changed here at nFlux. Still working on getting the whole operation set up, but I thought I'd give a quick update. So I've got two different rooms right now in this building that I'm working on. This, we'll call it the office, is in the works. We'll get there eventually, but right now it's all about making sure everything's up and functioning and not so much about how pretty it is. So as you've seen in past video that I had kind of consolidated everything out of my house and into a very poorly cable managed setup. At the bottom I'm running a total of 7 full hash 3080 3090s. It's a variety of different setups, and those 3090 white Strix, they're just beautiful. I wish I had 20 plus. And then moving up, we've got LHR. This is running 13 cards on my H110. This has done a really great job. As messy as it is, as inefficient as my cooling is, it's still holding up really well. Two more up here. These two are from a rig buyout that I had done about 3 months ago. These are the P106 100s, I believe they are. And then I have a random light hash 3060. And moving on is 1070s that I have, and a random full hash 3080 due to space issues. And then of course my montage to Back to the Future. Huge fan. We're getting there. So as you can see, I have parts everywhere. I really am doing my best to try to combine, consolidate everything I have. Learned a lot of lessons in quickly scaling up and not really having a plan at the beginning. Here's a bunch of parts that I just got off of another rig acquisition out of Ohio that I still need to go through. And I'll take you into the other section of the building that is still in the works as well, as I'm really just trying to get this entire operation set up for mining. Pardon the mess. Gonna have a big garage sale here soon if anybody's interested in buying my stuff. Here's my first Octo miner. This is the 8 Ultra. This is not the Plus. I was lucky enough to find this on Marketplace from somebody local and really wanted to give this a shot. Thanks to Red Panda Mining, I was able to jump in on the March 30th, 31st no limit order from Octominer, and I was able to grab 2 Octominer Pluses and one of the 12s. So that should be here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I believe. In the meantime, I did go ahead and put as many cards as I could into the 8 Ultra. I absolutely love the Octominer products that I've seen, and I'm really excited to consolidate from the other room. As you can see, this is kind of a hodgepodge of 3080s in here. I will say one thing, I haven't really seen this covered from others, but the difference between the 38, or excuse me, the Ultra and the Ultra Plus is if you've got cards running 3 of your 8 pins, you're going to run into trouble trying to fill the whole thing up. It just is what it is. I'm not a huge fan of splitters anymore, and I really won't be doing that. So this was a kind of a quick put together with some parts I went on the spree to purchase. And I will be cleaning this up after my new cases come in. And then finally, my newest purchase. Bought out a rig in Ohio. This is a total of 16 3080s. consisting of 8 Supremes. And then we've got our 8 3080 gigabytes. As you can see, these are offline. And that's the very interesting thing about buying other people's equipment. Everything looks great when it's plugged in, and then when you transport it, immediately you're going to start having problems. No surprise, gigabit, I'm having problems. Surprise, surprise. So my plan with the two 8 Ultra Pluses is to combine definitely this one. I want this one in the 8. I think the Supremes I'm going to leave for now. These all do take 3 8-pin connects each, but I am going to go through and clean this up and get everything nice and pretty. I'm also starting to notice a trend where I absolutely love the H10 Pros. These boards are solid. I don't run into many problems at all, but now I am 2 for 2 with the B250s. I am just not loving this board at all. It seems like anytime I have random problems with cards coming in, coming out, reboots, anything like that, it always is surrounded to the B250. So I am running 2 B250s now. Those were not purchases of mine directly. Indirectly, they were through acquisitions of rigs. And both instances, they were fine when they were on site. As soon as I moved them home and plugged in, then we started running into issues. So, lesson learned. More than likely, I'm not going to have any B250s that I actually go out and seek. Probably be selling those at some point in the future. Definitely going to see how this is all working once I get my Octominers in. And I plan to clean this whole disaster up, really go through and get my cables taken care of. Couple other, quick shout outs. Red Panda again, Infinite Cables. Thank you so much for that. Immediate turnaround, great company to work with, no problems whatsoever. Really liking that referral. Thank you for that. And that's what we've got at this moment in time. So again, that's just a quick status check of where I'm at over here. Like I said, things have been crazy busy. I've been buying cards. I'm back to scaling up at this moment in time. I'm running 53 with the exception of the 8 that are currently offline. Most of this is going to go on Octominers, and what I plan to do at this moment in time, because the office, as we call it, this is the warmest room in the building, but I do have HVAC out here, so we are staying at a nice 74, but as you're hearing in other videos, time's ticking. The weather is getting warmer. We need to really start thinking about our heat management, no matter what your layout is. So I think I'm gonna be okay without having to do a bunch of external exhaust fans, things of that nature, by being able to distribute the heat between this room and the far room over there. I shouldn't have any issues whatsoever, making sure that the air is flowing and keeping all the temps down in the room, and most importantly on the cards. So that's the latest update. Hopefully here in the coming weeks we'll go through the new Octominers. We'll go through disassembling existing rigs that I have, moving those over, and then with all the parts that are left over, looking at these open air rigs and how best to go through and make sure that we've got the right power management and the right setup for everything. I still want to make sure that my 3090s have some good space between them, but I definitely want to ditch the variety of fans that I have. I want to ditch the multiple power supplies that I started going out and grabbing just off the shelf. Just I'd buy a card, buy a power supply, buy 2 cards, buy another power supply. My 3090s, although the appropriate power is here, I've got a 1200, I have an 850, and I have an 850. I have a power supply sitting by itself doing nothing that's 1,000 watt. So I definitely have a whole lot of cleanup that I can do for anything that's left that doesn't fit in the Octominers, and then we'll see how we will distribute. that. So thanks for checking out the channel. Appreciate any comments, likes, subscriptions, all that. I'm not really, you know, trying to turn this into a business. I'm just trying to show others out there that haven't, you know, been in this for years, how this can quickly get out of control very quickly. And I just wanted to kind of go through some of the stuff that I have faced. So anyway, that is where we're at this moment in time. Like I said, 53 cards, and I am really anxious to start going through cleaning up these cards and getting them into their new homes. So thanks so much for checking this out. Hope you all have a great weekend.